Award-winning film director Bill Maloney was shooting a documentary on the streets of New York when he first heard about the investigation of child abuse and possibly murder at the Jersey Island children's home Haute de la Garenne. Bill was brought up in the care of the British establishment, as were the rest of his family, all of whom were abused, be it physically, psychologically or sexually. Bill's decision to fly to Jersey on his return from New York came as no surprise to all of us here that work at Pie and Mash Films. In this documentary, he tries to condense a bigger picture into the smaller frame that is often shown to the public. Or as Bill puts it, sometimes simple things can expose everything.
Let me emphasise again, whatever else, we have a dead child or dead children in that cellar. Now we don't know yet how they got there, we don't know how they died, but we do know that within that cellar there is at least one dead child and maybe more. And anybody that wants to denigrate that or to try and minimise that, then I would ask them to look at themselves. It may turn out in the end that the death happened elsewhere. It may turn out that it happened a long, long time ago. Let's hope that is indeed the case. But at this moment in time, we cannot say that, and until we do our inquiries, we can't rule it out. And as I say, I would ask everybody again who are having an attack at our victims, an attack at the credibility of this inquiry, to remember the work that our staff are doing in there, what they're finding, the evidence that they're finding, and to have the welfare of the victims at the forefront of their minds.
This is Bill Maloney speaking for Pie and Mash Films from the island of Jersey. I'm here investigating the allegations of torture, murder and child sex abuse in the children's home Haute de la Garenne. I've just landed and it's incredible that the horrors that have been going on this island is so beautiful. It's a stunning place, it's a rich place, and I think it's a greedy place. I've already been asked by a few people that look very establishmentarian to me where I'm staying, but I won't let them know. You know, I'm fannying them, as we say in London. Now I've got a small crew with me. It's just myself, Lily and Darren. Now Lily's on the camera most of the time, so most of the stuff we're doing has to be covert because of the obvious sensitivity of it. Now this island is broke up into what's called states. That is the political sort of makeup of the place, and their politicians are called senators. The island is not owned by the UK, though it is under its protection. The island is in fact owned by the Crown, and the head of this island is called Frank Walker, and there have already been some very, very, very strange and nasty allegations about Mr. Walker. As you get off the plane, there are plaques for all Masons who come here, come and have dinner here, come and support us here, you're all welcome. Freemasonry is a very, very secretive society. The all-seeing eye, the pyramid, you know, and what they believe is you must help another member no matter what. You swear an allegiance to that, which is beyond reproach. So I'm wishing myself luck, I'm wishing Lily luck, I'm wishing Darren luck, and I'm wishing Pie and Mash Films luck. I'm just going to lay some flowers in respect if I can. I hope the police are going to be alright with me, you know, and not give me any resistance. You know. Right. There we go. Now there's this other place next door, Lou. I don't know whether I should fucking do that or not. Alright? Okay. I'm just going to be going there quickly, in and out. Okay. Okay, Lil. Right, Darren, give me that. You got it? Give me the flowers.
Bill's just going over to take some flowers. We're at Haute de la Garenne, and he's just a mark of respect, really. Bill was brought up in care himself, and so were his brothers and sisters, which were abused themselves. Fortunately, Bill wasn't. This is quite traumatic for Bill. So everything seems to be all right at the moment. They seem to have let him lay him without any problems, which is good, so we wish him all the best. Okay?
Yeah, keep it going. I've done that for all my family, my brothers and my sisters, and for Pie Mash Films. Right, now I'm working. That was with respect, now I'm working. I'm taking you to a place that I discovered yesterday. If I can remember it. I just want to show you how close it is. There it is. Right, so I've been driving now on the clock, I suppose, if I can put a clock on the screen when we get it. I'm driving to a hospital, and I would say that I've travelled about 3/4 of a mile, and I'm travelling at 30 miles an hour. Here's the entrance to it. Turn round, Lily. Now, get the shot, Lil.
In 1868, St Saviour's Residential Mental Hospital was opened. In 1962, a child resident of Haute de la Garenne was told by a psychiatrist that if he repeated his allegations of sex abuse, he would be sent to the mental hospital.
What is terrifying to me, now turn it back on me, Lil, and come out my window. This is a mental institution with chronically sick mental patients, residents. Now, I came here yesterday and saw this place and realised how close it was to Haute de la Garenne, and I'm wondering now how many children were sent here as well, whether they drugged them or whatever, you know. We've got to be careful what we say. Don't turn it off, just get out with me. You stay there, Darren. Have a little run with me, Lil. Now, this is a mental institution. They have some very sick people here. Now, we came here yesterday, and when we looked through one of the windows, this is what we saw. Give me the camera. I'm taking the camera off of Lily. This is what I'm looking at through the window. This is a mental institution. I do not know what this is. Let me just show you. This is through the window. Let me show you. There's no trick photography. There's Lily, my camera woman, and this is the building. Okay, Lil, do you want to take it back off me? Let me just show you all this one more time. This is what is, this is a figure that is standing on the windowsill in this mental institution.
You'll be aware that on the 17th of April we went into cellars 3 and 4, and the first thing we did in that cellar was to put in the human remains dog in the cellar to show up potentially if there were any indications in there of human remains or blood. As you probably all know, the dog reacted very strongly in there, as has been the case in a number of instances throughout the operation here at Haute de la Garenne. We then started excavating the cellar areas. Cellars 3 and 4, I should point out that up until a few years ago were actually all one room. Since the 17th of April, material has been taken out of the cellar and a sieving operation is ongoing to the left of the property as you look behind the tents there. Up until yesterday morning, we had taken out of the material which was being sieved there 6 teeth which have been positively identified by at least one odontologist, and in fact 3 of them have been positively identified by 2 odontologists as children's milk teeth. We also had taken out 20 pieces of what we believed to be human bone, and more accurately the bone of either 1 or more human children. Up to the present time, I think 9 of those have been confirmed in 1 or 2 laboratories in the United Kingdom as indeed being the bones of a human or human children. Yesterday, the sieving operation moved into the material which had been taken out of a narrow strip of ashy soil and substance. And in that area yesterday alone, the team who are searching the material found another 10 pieces of bone which they believe to be of human origin. Amongst these were 2 bones which showed a quite clear and definite mechanical fit when placed alongside each other. Now, as you know, we have sent some of the bones off the UK for DNA and for testing. We got the first dating back this morning, and it's fair to say that the information that we're getting from the experts in the UK at this moment in time is conflicting so much that it leaves us in a situation where we now have to move forward to where we send all of our pieces of bone to the United Kingdom.
Rolling.
This is Bill Maloney for Pie Mash Films. I'm on the island of Jersey and I'm 1 mile away from Haute de la Garenne, where all the child molestations and possible murders went on. Now this is what I've seen outside the front of a house. Lily's going to go and check it out. Go and check it out. I'm going to show you what it is and then I'm going to tell you what we see. Right, now this is 1 mile from Haute de la Garenne. Talk about insensitive. This is, stand where you are, stand where you are. This, we have to do this very covertly. These people are fucking crazy around here. Now, we have a baby, looks like a boy, a little boy, crouched, naked, sucking a fucking cock with a baseball cap on. Next to that boy is a baby. It is a baby doll that's turned so you can see the bare arse. And then, next to that, you've got a chimpanzee, and next to that, you've got an eagle. What the fuck is this all about? It's Bill Maloney for Pie Mash Films from Jersey, Haute de la Garenne. Now look at all this. What is going on here? That's fucking witchcraft, isn't it? That's fucking witchcraft. There's a fucking chimpanzee, there's a baby fucking, looks like a baby sucking a cock, and then there's an eagle next to it, and then there's another baby. Look at that baby, the other baby with a hat on and the bare arse. What is wrong with these people? Let's go.
I'm a student filmmaker,
Right.
and I just wanted to know your views on Haute de la Garenne and the story that's involved
I'd
with all
rather
these
not
children.
get involved, thank you.
Alright, thanks. Excuse me, what do you have to say about Haute de la Garenne?
I'm sorry.
Right there, sorry to disturb you. I'm a student filmmaker, and I just wanted to know if any of you had anything to say about Haute de la Garenne and the story that's been reported in the media. You don't speak English?
No.
Alright. I'm a film student maker, and I wanted to know if I had anything to say about Haute de la Garenne. Nothing to say at all? Excuse me, sorry to stop you there. I'm a student filmmaker and I wanted to know if you had anything to say on Haute de la Garenne.
No, I don't really.
You don't?
No, I'm not really bothered about it.
You're not bothered about it?
Stuart Sidbury, he come up with this years ago.
Yeah.
He told them.
Yeah.
And they took no notice. In fact, they sacked him.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
the corruptness that's involved
Yeah.
in all of this.
Yeah.
The big cover-up.
This whole island is corrupt.
The whole island's corrupt.
Yes. You look at the way this place is run. No.
Yeah.
No. They don't look after their own anymore, and do you know, it's just the way that they work things. Everything. Do you know, even like the police force, everything. They cover up everything.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's not when people get hurt like that.
No, not at all.
It's just disgusting.
Sorry to stop you there. I'm a student filmmaker and I wanted to know if you had anything to say on Haute de la Garenne. You know, the children's home.
Well, I think Jersey's been unlucky, and there's many places rather like this around the world.
Yeah, so it's not just Jersey itself, you're saying. Anything to say about Haute de la Garenne?
We're on holiday, so I don't know much about it.
Yeah.
Apart from something, they found a skull or there was abuse at the children's home or something.
But it hasn't stopped you from coming over here, though, no?
No, we come over here all the time. No, it happens. Unfortunately, it happens everywhere.
Yeah.
We come from Guernsey.
Yeah.
And not so much, but you hear about things over there.
Yeah.
So no matter where it is, there's abuse. It's very sad and it shouldn't happen, but there's abuse everywhere.
Do you have nothing to say about Haute de la Garenne?
No, thank you. Stop it.
Sorry to disturb you. I'm a student filmmaker. I want to know if you have anything to say about Haute de la Garenne. Nothing at all. Student filmmaker.
Yeah.
I just want to know if you have anything to say about Haute de la Garenne.
I haven't, no. I'm sorry.
Nothing at all.
No.
I'm a student filmmaker. I want to know if you have anything to say about Haute de la Garenne.
I can't say nothing about nothing. Sorry, my friend.
Why's that?
Because I don't want to talk about nothing. You best go and ask the States or ask the police, okay?
Right, we just had to make a quick escape from St Helier. Darren was asking some people on the street what they thought about the goings on with Haute de la Garenne. There was one guy especially that got really quite aggressive, tried to put his hand into the camera, told Darren to, like, you know, more or less fuck off, don't want to talk about nothing. And then he turned his attentions to a police officer, and I was covering Darren on the street, so I got Darren the fuck out of there. Worked a little bit like pickpockets really. We gave Lily she took the cameras and me and Darren went for a walk. I got him to take his coat off and wrap it around his waist like so, and shot into his shop and bought him a hat, you know, because he's quite distinctive looking, and we managed to get back to the car park reasonably safely, you know. Lil lost her way a little bit, but here we are. Right, well, as you could see, they didn't want to talk to Darren, they didn't want to talk to no one. And you know, one of the excuses that I'm hearing from people on this island is that, oh, it all happened such a long time ago. Well, if it all happened such a long time ago, why are people so concerned, frightened even, to talk about it? So we're going to go and have a little cup of tea or something, and then we're going to put yours truly on the fucking street and see if anyone will talk to me. I'm going to be a little bit more abrasive with these people, so let's see how we go.
What I would say is that what is causing us some concern is that one or two of the bones are showing signs of being part of an unexplained death, and in fact one or two of them are showing signs of a potential circumstances which might infer a homicide, in that some of the bones have been cut. Now I say that, and I emphasise again that this does not mean that at this present moment we are launching a homicide inquiry. We need to get further tests done on the bones, and we need to try and as best as we can get them established.
I'll get them fucking clumping. You got it? Can you see now how they turned it around, how blatant this is? We're just a mile from Haute de la Garenne. You got it, Lil? You zoomed in on it?
Yeah.
Now look at that strange face on that kid. And that kid is now, they've turned it round so it's holding its prick. This is a mile from Haute de la Garenne in Jersey. You got it, Lil?
Yeah. Do you want to talk?
Right. Give Darren the camera, Lil. This place is 1 mile from Haute de la Garenne. Now, I have just witnessed something that is so fucking scary and evil. That is fucking evil to me. And they've turned the child round. You know, when I showed you the shot before, it was bad enough. But now they turned the child round, and the child is holding its fucking prick and got a dirty, rude smile and like almost sort of toothless grin on its face. Now this is, you know, I keep saying it. It is a mile from Haute de la Garenne where these children were abused. Well, what, you know, I don't, fucking hell, I feel like jumping out the fucking window. Cut it.
Senator Survey, when you have had allegations of difficulties, for example, there was one example cited in that piece we saw a moment or two ago, have you had the impression they've been treated seriously?
It depends upon the occasion. Some occasionally incidents have been treated very seriously, others have not. And certainly some instances that were serious and even recognised internally by various departments were not actually reported upon to the relevant authorities. Certainly I was put in touch with information by whistleblowers that was withheld from me as the minister for a long time. So there clearly has been a culture of cover-up here, and I agree absolutely with Esther Rantzen. What matters here is the children, and I think what we have to do is recognise that we have failed, the system has failed in Jersey to protect vulnerable children for decades, and we've got to look at the systemic failures within our public administration that let that happen.
You think the system has failed?
Indeed, the system has failed. The community is a good community, good people in it, but I'm afraid the inherent structural weaknesses in our system of government and in our establishment have led us to this.
Mr. Walker, that's a pretty serious accusation that there's been a structural failure of the system there.
Well, there is no evidence to support that, and let me say that Jersey has a record here of being a very law-abiding community, and a record going back centuries of democratic government and of prosecuting offenders vigorously in our courts, and that's exactly what we will do in this situation.
Esther Rantzen, hang on just a second, Mr. Walker. Esther Rantzen wants to ask you something. Go on.
Mr. Walker, can I just say to you that when a child is suffering in the way these children suffered, in a culture of abuse, in an institution where they have nowhere to turn because they think everybody working within that institution knows what's going on and is conspiring to keep them silent, using any means. We've heard about punishment, intimidation and so on. What has to happen is the whole community has to be very aware that they have got to look after those children. You've got to let fresh air in, you've got to let visitors in, you've got to set up a specific system that allows those children to disclose. It's not about whether Jersey is a wonderful place, because I'm sure it is. It's not about whether Jersey people are law-abiding. It's about paedophiles and child abusers seeking out the most vulnerable children and silencing them while they do these terrible crimes.
Mr. Walker?
Esther, I agree entirely, but we're looking back here at situations 30 or 40 years ago. Nevertheless...
That doesn't minimise them, does it?
No, of course it doesn't, but that's what I'm saying. Jersey will bring anyone who has perpetrated one of these horrible crimes and who may have conspired in a cover-up. We will bring them vigorously to justice, and they will feel the full weight of our courts, which is equally weighty to that in the UK.
All right, gentlemen, and Esther... Okay, I'm sorry, we must end it there. Thank you both, and thank you, Esther Rantzen, very much.
This is Bill Maloney speaking for Pie Mesh Films. I'm on the island of Jersey. I'm outside the State's offices. This is today's headline on the Jersey Evening Post. No jail for child porn downloader. Suspended sentence of 6 months after police lose hard drive evidence. Well, the police lost the evidence here on the Isle of Jersey. Surprise, so fucking prize. Now, this guy, Stephen Edward Ficino, 22, was given a 6-month suspended sentence for downloading 4,000 images of children, and also putting up on the internet his suggestions and his method of grooming children for paedophiles. This is the State's chambers. After what's been happening, this is how they are building confidence in the community. Now, if this was a fucking a guy up for drinking, they would try and make being drunk and disorderly or something like that. I'm sure that they would try and make an example of him. So, you know, you people at the States, especially you, Mr. Walker, why don't you make an example of these people? Yes, thank you very much. This is one very fucking angry filmmaker, Bill Maloney, signing off. And we are slightly concerned because we're being followed here.
Bailiff Sir Philip Balhack has rejected calls for him to resign over the appointment of a convicted paedophile. However, Sir Philip has admitted he should not have allowed Roger Holland to join the honorary police in 1992. Holland, 42, went on to assault 3 girls whilst a serving officer. He was jailed in April 2008 for 2 years, prompting the father of one of his victims to call for the bailiff to quit. Sir Philip was Attorney General at the time of Holland's appointment and was informed he had been convicted of indecently assaulting a 14-year-old girl, but decided to allow him to keep his post. There are allegations that Sir Philip Bailhac was the governor of Haute-de-la-Garenne for a number of years during the 70s or 80s.
What do you think of Walker?
Wanker.
Wanker. Try that again. What do you think of Walker?
Wanker.
Well done, mate. Nice. So you get respect for that. You see, there seem to be a lot of people frightened of this guy. Now, you know what a nonce is?
Yeah.
Right. Now, what it is, I ain't saying that. The people are saying it. Yeah. I've been to New York, I've been to America, they're saying it. In England, and I'm not just talking about a little bit, all over England. All over England, they're saying anyone in Jersey, and why ain't these people helping these kids out? That's what they want to know. Now, I'm not patronising you, but you're the kids. So, you're married. Let me just give you a little scenario, hypothetical, right?
I was going to say, like, whoa.
Right, Danny, you're a married man, you've got 2 kids, right? Yeah. You and your partner, you are in a fucking fatal car crash. Your kids have to go into the care of this island. How do you feel?
Gutted at the minute.
But it won't matter because you're dead.
Yeah.
And if you're dead, they can do what they want with them, can't they?
Absolutely.
But all these kids are being dragged from the lower working classes, Daniel. Yeah? Yeah. That's it. So, now I've spoken to you, now you go and do what you got to do, chaps.
No, cheers.
Okay? Nice. It's been a pleasure.
Just to meet you.
Bill Maloney for Pie Mash Films, talking from Jersey to the fucking world. Now, those kids I was just talking to, we was right outside the State's offices, which is the equivalent to the Houses of Parliament. We had a very sort of rough, leery fucking security guard, like a neck as thick as this coming out looking, but didn't actually look at us. And then we've got all the States people, they're all hanging out of the window and they're all looking at us as well. So, and really in quite an intimidating way. The kids, I can't find one person who likes this fucking prick Walker. No one. Now let them come and get me, if they want to come and get me. But so now we're on our toes proper, because we've done this interview with these kids outside the State Building, pucker kids, and I don't want people thinking that everyone in Jersey's a fucking nonce. That's what I do not want. I want, let them go and attack them people. If they're going to attack them people, let them attack them people. Alright? Don't attack the kids, don't attack the people who've got fuck all to do with it, you know what I mean? Let's go, Mr. Walker, you've got to stand up in court one day, son. Yeah, yeah, you have. What do you think of Walker, chaps? What do you think of Walker?
I'm not going to comment if you're going to put that on
YouTube. What do you think? Do you like him? What do you think about Mr. Walker?
Well, I'm not into all the politics kind really, but from what I've heard, you hear stories like it's a small island, like you say, you know?
Yeah, what stories?
I don't really want to say too much, like, but...
Why? What are you frightened of?
Not a lot, but... Just,
well, this is
I don't really...
Isn't it,
all I've heard is some people, well, a lot of people don't like him, really.
Now, what I would say, Mark, if you had 2 kids, right, here, and you would say you was with your partner, and you was in a fatal car crash, God forbid, it doesn't mean that your kids, Mark, would go straight to their grandparents. 9 times out of 10, they would go straight into care.
Yeah.
How would you feel about putting your kids into the care of Jersey children's homes?
Not too good at the moment.
That's it?
Nah, definitely not.
That's it. So we all feel the same as well. So.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, and to you, mate. Yeah.
Seriously, Mark. So, anyway, and oh, look at the pub, the Prince of Wales. The Prince of Wales pub. So this is where, see, put it on me, see you, Your Majesty, this is where you come, don't you? And avoid your taxes, isn't it? You've got all your money out here, ain't you? And now, all your establishment, they're after me and young Lily here, you know what I mean? So we all go like bang, 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 bang. Right, chaps. Oh, chaps, what do you think of Walker? A what? Come here. Oh. I just had them all, we had to do like a quick escape from the offices around here, you know what I mean? Your parliament, anyway. And because I was talking to 4 guys, I'm a filmmaker. This is really breaking in England. Do you realise this, chaps?
I realise that. I saw the panorama thing.
But fuck the panorama thing, that's for pussycats. Never mind about the panorama thing. Now, do you know who owns this island?
Frank Walker.
No, well, Frank Walker. Nice one. Who owns this island? Come on, you. Who
owns it?
Yeah. Who owns it? Well, States. The States own the island. Yeah. Okay. So who do you think owns the island?
Well, I just have to say Walker because he's got the politicians in his pocket. So he gets the laws passed. So fuck it, it's Walker.
Right.
guessing it's Britain, is it?
No, it's not.
No.
The UK doesn't own this island.
Well, not the UK, no, just Britain.
Well, it's independent.
The Crown.
Yeah.
The Queen.
Yeah.
The Queen.
Yeah.
This is where the Queen brings her money to avoid her taxes. What we do with all these taxes, you know, these people who come here to avoid their taxes, right? What we do with that money, if they would pay their taxes, it would go to the National Health Service, to your National Health Service, and to social services, etc., to help people that ain't got a chance, as good a chance as maybe you three lively-looking chaps have. You know what I mean? Seriously, I mean, I know, because I come from fuck all. You know what I mean? The first one up in the morning used to get the shoes in my house. You know, this is very Masonic, this island, anyway. They're talking about initiation ceremonies for these and sacrificing children. Yeah. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I'm telling you that they're saying these children were being groomed.
But money has happened in more than places than just Jersey.
Oh, well, I know that, but you are highlighted at the moment. Now, I've got your attention now, haven't I? I'm just telling you what people are saying. Not what I'm saying, what people are saying to me.
At the end of the day, aren't they?
But people do that. They do stereotype people, you know what I mean? But if this guy, everyone I've asked, right, what it is, everyone I've said, what do you think of Walker? They'll go, we don't like him, we don't. But why is he doing what he's doing? Why is he still there? Why don't you go and get him out and drag him out of there?
You know he's retiring anyway, so it doesn't really matter anymore. I mean, I'm not saying it's fair what he's done, but if he's quitting out of states, there's not much you can do.
Well, if you're saying that, so if you know, like Nazi war criminals that were...
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I don't see the point of this documentary. He's retiring anyway.
I'm just saying to you, with Nazi war criminals, do you agree that going to get Nazi war criminals that were responsible for the Holocaust, do you think that's fair to do that?
It's not the same thing, though, is it? You can't put it in the same ballpark.
Why
not?
not? This is
because he's not directly responsible for it. He's just governing the island of people.
How do you know? Some people are saying he's a naughty boy.
Well, I'm quite comfortable with being accused of carrying out a personal vendetta against child abusers. I don't think I shall lose any sleep over that, and I don't want to spend too much time talking about that small minority of politicians who have been criticising the inquiry at almost every opportunity, most of it based on false information.
People have sometimes asked him, do you think you might yield to any pressure on this investigation? I think that question can only be seen as a joke by those who know Lenny. There has never been the slightest prospect of him succumbing to inappropriate pressure from any direction.
The Royal Bank of Scotland seem very predominant here on Jersey, very predominant, and so are the Scots as well. There's loads of them here. The cab driver, when I first came from the airport, who picked us up, he was a Scotsman. He'd been here for 36 years, and apparently you can't just come here and buy property, so he couldn't do that. He couldn't come and buy property, so he's still renting. And then when I started talking about the child molestation charges, etc., or allegations, if you like, he started saying that he thinks that they're blowing it all out of proportion. Well, I don't think that killing fucking children and torturing them once you've got them away from the safety of their parents, whether their parents have been, like, I don't know, like just left them or been killed in road crashes, etc., etc. But I tell you what, I wouldn't let anyone from this government here, or the states as they call it, I mean, I think the fucking states are in what we would say call a state, a right state. There's something very strange going on here, and I really do believe that. And when I came here, I did come here with an open mind. But when you talk to people, it's like they want to have a go at me. I'm just asking people randomly on the street. I'm not filming them all, but not one person has said to me, he's all right, we like Walker. Everyone said, the last kid said he's a cunt. You know, that's, you know, from a middle-class kid, you know. So here we go, RBS and Coots together. So, Your Majesty, how much taxes should you be paying towards our poor people in England, to the National Health Service? You know what I mean? And see these dark forces, are these dark forces that Paul Burrell was talking about anything to do with child molestation or worse, sacrificial, you know, I don't even want to think about that. I just feel fucking terrible here. And I think you'll find at the end of the day, he's working for other people, because he's not top dog here. I think it goes higher than that, and it's going, we're talking about aristocracy.
Did you know his wife left him and went to England? She used to beat her. Which wife was that?
He used to put his wife in hospital.
What?
He put his wife in hospital.
He's on his third marriage now, isn't he?
He used to put his wife in hospital?
Oh, yeah.
7 kilos of shit out of her. He ended up getting a private plane and flying her off to an English hospital.
There was a big hoo-ha, wasn't there?
Yeah,
about
and 2 of our senators spoke up about it, and that's who put a retraction in the paper.
Used to beat his wife?
Yeah.
And she left him because of that. So where is she now? She's still on his island?
No, she's on the mainland, I think.
He's still in Jersey.
Is she?
Yes, yeah.
That's her name.
Yeah. Well, the one he's married
He used
to
to be
now,
the
she
black
used to
and
be a
blue.
newsreader on telly.
And he'll order a taxi.
The one he's married to now, she used to be a newsreader on our telly.
But he don't beat her.
Which was the one with the bottle? Was that?
No, that was that young girl.
What bottle?
The doctor's daughter.
Yeah.
Forget her name.
But who was?
She was a newsreader as well.
Yeah, but who was using the bottle? Right.
What bottle? Tell me that.
A girl ended up having to go to the hospital with a bottle up somebody's fanny.
Yeah. Because who done that?
And a couple of his mates had a party one night, got her pissed. And used the bottle on her.
How old is she?
I don't know, generally like that. But with the suction and all the rest of it, with an open bottle,
Yeah.
it didn't come out, eh?
I don't know, I'll have to look more. These blokes always paying my bills.
You put a bottle
for
up
me.
somebody's fanny, you try and pull it out, you've got the suction of it.
And that was and his mates. So, and his mates had a party one night, stuck a bottle up, this girl's, and she's disappeared.
Yeah.
And this guy is...
Yeah.
Someone told me that there's a lot of police officers walking about around here, like, in incognito.
Oh, of course there is, we've got dozens of them.
Dozens of them. They don't like wearing a uniform. I ain't seen many uniforms.
I tell you what, you go out around town, we don't see them. We've got nearly 400 paid police, and we can go for a drive in the evening around the countryside, sort of thing. We're out around the island. We'll do 40 miles just for a drive around. Yeah. We won't see one police car. Where are they all?
I think there's a few of them watching me. It's very difficult to find things out around it. You know, like I told you, all the people I've been talking to, but you three people have been the most honest and straightforward people since I've been out here.
There's no point in being anything else, is there, really?
Well, if you want to get rid of people, then that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in the kids who can't defend themselves, me.
Yeah.
Anyway, love yous.
Lovely to meet you.
Bye.
I'm at a place called the Devil's Hole. Now I've come here, I've pulled up, it's a watering hole, and there's a statue. I'm going to get Lily to shoot it and show you in a minute, and it must be at least I would say about 12-13 foot high, and it is standing in a sort of a pond, and it looks like, well, let's just show it. It's the devil. Now let's have a little zoom. Easy. Just till he's in frame. Now let's get on his face. Too much sky. Let's get right on his face. Oh. Okay, let's zoom back out and then come on me, Lily. That's the devil. Now, fuck knows why anyone would want to do that. I mean, that really is, you know, I was in the pub having a piss and a Red Bull with Darren, and Lily's come right. This is very, very fucking scary, and I really just do not see the point of this. And this is like on the island of Jersey, you know, where people are talking about witchcraft, child abuse and sacrificing children, and the aristocracy are allegedly involved. And this is a very, very strange place, and even as I stand here I feel that the wind is building up, and now I'm a friend of Jesus Christ.
In the meantime, as I say, the other indications that are causing us some concern in there is that a lot of the bones appear to have some degree of burning to them, and a number of them have been found in and around where we believe, in fact, where the experts are saying there was a fireplace in that cellar area at one time. I would also ask you to remember, and it has tended to be forgotten when we're talking about what's been found at Haute de la Garonne, that Haute de la Garonne is not only the scene of a search for potential human remains, which has been, I got to say, instigated by witnesses who have led us here in that respect, but Haute de la Garonne is also the scene of a forensic examination and a forensic search, and that examination and search has yielded a large number of bits of evidence which totally corroborate the witness statements of some of our victims. And I've seen in some quarters of the media in the last few days some of our victims being harangued and criticised for having criminal offences, and I think that is totally and utterly contemptible and outrageous. Some of these people have got criminal offences because of what happened to them. The fact that they've got criminal offences is neither here nor there. They have seen fit to come forward and talk to the police. They've spoken to us and told us their experiences, and I think it is absolutely disgraceful that they are being labelled and discouraged in this way. It is doing this inquiry no good whatsoever, and as I've said, we are absolutely flabbergasted by it, and I would call on those who are making those sort of allegations and those sort of insinuations to stop it now.
I'm at Gorey Castle, and over that hill is Haute de la Garonne, which is, you know, as you can see, this is an opulent place. And I'm going to take you for a little ride now, and I'm going to show you the kind of place that this is. And to put a children's home from, you know, the kids from working class areas, you know, from England as well, from all over the place. You know, my sister, who was brought up in Care, as all my family, she was brought here on a sailing trip, and apparently that's where a lot of the abuse took place, actually, with the sea cadets, I've been told. You know, things that are coming out on the net. So the opulence of the place, you know, why put working class children here? You know, we know what the rich are like. We know what they're like. They don't want working class children around them. They just don't. And I'll tell you what, I'm really fucked up with people saying, yeah, but that all happened in 1986. 86, 96, 2006. It's fuck all, is it? It was going on in the time of Thatcher. And it's been going on in the reign of this Queen. For the last 50 years, there has been abuse on this fucking island and throughout Europe. And I believe that it is down to the children are the sacrificial lambs. Now, I also found out this morning that in 2004, a guy was told that he could practice Satanism in the Navy. Now, at that time, he was a petty officer. Since then, 2004, he has been promoted to the MOD in Whitehall. Now, you know, his on a blog on the internet, what they're saying is that I got this morning from London, from our producer, is the excuse is Satanism is for those people who don't believe in God. Now, if you don't believe in God, it means that you can use Satanism just to earn a lot of money or to get a nice house and get on personally in life. Now, you know, I don't think practicing Satanism would be too good for those people who have got children that are proper people. So therefore, Satanism obviously involves the offering up of children to Satan. So this guy has been fucking promoted to Whitehall, and they changed the law so that Satanism can be now practiced in the Navy. Prince Philip was in the Navy. Prince Charles was in the Navy. Andrew was in the Navy.
Rolling.
Right. Once again, we're going back to where the nonce puts out the dolls. I'm going to show you something. He's done something. This is the third day that we've been to see this. I'm really angry. Okay. Now, today, get the shot. Today, the little boy today has got pigtails instead of the baseball cap
of yesterday. So now, let's go. So now, the little boy sucking the cock has become a little girl sucking the cock. Now this is all one shot, and I'm going to show you how close we are to Haute de la Garenne. Now I can't understand why that person, that guy, who I have seen and was going to approach, but I didn't trust myself because I wanted to fucking knock him out. And I could have fucking knocked him out because I've got boxing skills. But it's not going to do the kids any good. Now I'm driving at 30 miles an hour, I've just shown you that horrific sight. That is the third fucking thing we've shown you, the third time I've been there. And I'm losing it a little bit, to tell you the truth. Just a little bit, I'm losing it. Now I'm going to show you, this is all one shot, no edits, no dodgy edits here. This ain't the fucking BBC, this is Pie and Mash Films. We're not protected like the BBC. Now I'm taking you to Haute de la Garenne. And I'm going to show you just exactly how close that place is to it. Now I'm hitting traffic lights and they're on red. What a fucker. Right, we've changed. Ransom's Garden Centre is on my right. We're just going through a filter traffic light. I'm looking for the turning of Haute de la Garenne. Remember, this is all one shot. I'm travelling no faster than 30 miles an hour. I'm being told by Lily that it's this left. Here we go. Still 30 miles an hour. We've just left that fucking horrific site. And I've been laid flowers here it comes. I am absolutely fucking mortified. And here is the fucking police officer on my right. There you go. That's how close it is. Did we get it, Lil?
Yep, we got it.
What is going on here? My daughter used to wear pigtails like that. The name of the house was Charnwood. Am I right?
Yeah. Yep.
Charnwood.
It was a massive investigation. The digging went on for weeks, and the allegations were lurid. That evidence suggested children were killed, burnt and buried within this building. And yet today, all this was entirely discredited.
The partial remains of a child, or the potential remains of a child, isn't human, that there aren't any cellars and dungeons, the floor voids, that the bone that's been found, they're just very small fragments, and 3 of them are possibly human, dating to many hundreds of years ago. We feel comfortable in coming out today and saying there is no evidence or indication murders have taken place at Haute de la Garenne.
This is just one of those items described by police at the time as a set of shackles which correlated with witness statements of abuse at the home. Police now say it's simply a bit of rusty metal, and along with all the other items is in no way connected to the inquiry. International attention focused on the island back on February the 23rd when police said they'd found the partial remains of a child's skull at the home. Scores of people came forward claiming to have been abused there, and police found bricked up cellars, now said simply to be voids. The following day they announced they'd found a blood-stained bath and the set of shackles. Almost 2 months later, officers confirmed they'd found dozens of children's teeth and bone fragments. These, they said on May the 21st, could suggest homicide. A series of damning errors, all made, police now say, by this man, Lenny Harper, in charge of the investigation until his retirement in August. We put the allegations to him. The person who's taken over from you said to me the other day, Lenny Harper is a problem. What do you make of that?
Well, I don't know what he's meant by that. I mean, he's been in Jersey 3-4 weeks. The Attorney General said I was a problem. Politicians said I was a problem. He's entitled to his opinion. We did what we felt we had to do. My team were completely happy with it. ACPO were completely happy with it.
What is not disputed, though, is that abuse did take place here. That investigation continues. But those who allege the abuse are openly suspicious of the island's authorities. Today will do nothing to allay those suspicions. Mark Stone, Sky News on Jersey.
Rolling.
Right, listen, I've just had to pull over and get out of the car because I need to say this on camera. You know, I nearly lost it now. That place, Charnwood, is a private house. It is on the B12, which is a main drag that goes through Jersey. The opulence of the houses on that road are incredible. Why is this being allowed? I believe that this whole investigation is a farce.
It is the opinion of Pie Mesh Films that the history of St Saviour's Psychiatric Hospital should be investigated in connection with Haute de la Garenne.
Well, here I am, back safe and sound from Jersey. So, while we've got a few minutes, I thought I'd just, you know, sum up for you. When I was in care, I was very fortunate not to get sexually abused. I was one of the children that wasn't easy to manipulate. You know, I just got this thing in me, you know, a bit of a rebel in me, and I always have had. And I'm of Irish immigrant parents, so, you know, there was always humour whenever I was with my dad because my mum left early. You know, my mum went on the game when I was 4, and I had, you know, quite a few issues with that up until about 10 years ago when I actually started making films. That had a big impact on what I'd done in Jersey. You know, I do believe that sometimes it's just the simple things that will highlight a bigger picture. You know, the sort of the shrine to witchcraft or whatever that was. So short a distance from this home, and this story is so hot, you know, and the police must drive past there every day. This sort of intent, dislike for Mr. Walker, and the guy Sivery, or Sivere, who exposed it all. You know, people are now trying to throw stones at him, and I believe that you know, whatever way you look at this documentary that you've just seen, I think we'll all agree that that shrine has to come down. I also would like to see the devil taken away. And the people of Jersey, in time, if the correct things are done just there, and I'm saying Jersey at the moment because it is highlighted, there's lots of other places around the world, you know, throughout Europe and God knows where else. And if we can just chip away with it, you know, and some people will say that the film actually sensationalised it, and you know, that's a good point because I thought about it myself. You know, it seems a bit dramatic, but I was just showing how I felt out there, and trying to keep myself together, because when I got near the children's home, you know, I started to hear screams and things that came back to me when I was in the institutions, you know, from children's homes to young offenders institutions, and the screams that I heard at night. And some of you people that are watching this could have been in that position, or your children may be in that kind of position right now. And something that is really bothering me as well with children in care, that apparently the staff can now give them a sharp blow to the nose, which means a punch on the nose actually. Now, you know, as a man, to punch a child on the nose under any circumstances is a cruel, out of touch way, you know. That's worse than the cane. You know, that is worse than the cane. You know, this is a highly debatable way that I've taken to show whatever I have shown, and there are people that will understand it, and there's going to be people that don't understand it. But I'm not saying that, you know, I want everyone to understand it and see what I see and how I saw Jersey. And I saw Jersey as a place that was full of gossip, you know, but there's no smoke without fire. So that's it. I went out there and done what I had to do, you know, and there's many other people like me that will hear the screams in the night that they try to lock in the back of their memories or their wherever it goes, that will now be emerging. And I think that the fight against all evil, and especially Satanism, is essential to the spiritual well-being of this planet. Bill Maloney, Pie Mesh Films, summarising the crazy, crazy, crazy place.
Since a copy of Sun Seeing Satan went to BBC Plymouth on the 19th of May 2008, the region that covers Jersey, Chief Bailiff Sir Philip Balhack has submitted his resignation. Lenny Harper has retired from the case. Prince William has shifted from the Royal Navy to the Royal Air Force. St Saviour's Mental Hospital, Jersey, has been given listed building status, and there have been stories in the UK national press of the Queen giving up her title to Prince Charles. It is the opinion of Bill Maloney that if a child was required, Hope de la Garenne was the venue. If an adult was required, St Saviour's Mental Hospital was the venue. Bill Maloney's sister, Diana, who funded Sun Seeing Satan, was found dead in her home on the 12th of June 2008. Cause of death unascertained.